Just because someone has it all together, that doesn't mean they have it all. A lot of people have the misconception that a positive person must have something to be positive about. While that's partially true, you never know what someone else has been through or how they became that positive person. You never know what's beneath the positive exterior. So it's better for us to not judge. I want to bring up kind of a personal story. We're not going to go in too deep. I want to keep this short. But I want to talk about bullying. This girl was bullied as a kid. Basically, I was really good in band whenever I was in middle school. That was my thing. That's what I did. You could even call me a band nerd at one point. I fit that category. I did very well at auditions. I think the lowest chair I ever made outside of the state level was third. And whenever I was in middle school, like 8th grade or so, I was already beating most of the high school students in my county and the surrounding counties. I was principal clarinet of a youth orchestra in a relatively large town. So anyway, I was doing really well. Ended up making state my freshman year, all that stuff. Well, if you went to my school and you accomplished some things, it was often announced during the morning announcements, or it was sent out in a newsletter, whatever. So my name was said quite a bit. Well, apparently being good in band wasn't the cool thing to do, and some people kind of in the jock crowd, hate to stereotype, but that's kind of the clique they belong to, kind of made fun of me for that. Even to the extent of, we all had lunch in a cafeteria. Everyone knows cafeteria drama. Well, there were certain times whenever people in a clique, one of the popular crowds, would dare other people to come up to me at lunch and make a joke, some sort of often sexual harassment joke pertaining to band, to my face, and then come back to their table and sit down. I didn't tolerate that for very long. I made my way over to their table and told them how out of line they were for doing that and how low that is to degrade someone in such a way. And middle kids, they're perverted. Middle school kids, they're perverted anyway. So anyway, I was even called gay for being in band because apparently that was something people said in middle school, which I think is totally asinine. Then I happened to beat someone at my school who was in high school out of a chair that she was in first chair for a pretty long time from my understanding, and I beat her as an 8th grader, which is relatively unheard of. She was upset about that. This was like an area-wide competition, and decided to spread completely false rumors about me at the high school. False rumors in that they were pulled out of the air. You could not twist any part of them into the truth because they flat out didn't exist. The things she claimed I said completely didn't happen. So here I was, this band kid in middle school, so looking forward to being in the high school band. That was just something I just really longed for. I couldn't wait until I could march and do all that kind of stuff. The band at the school I went to was a pretty big deal. So yeah, before I even get up there, I'm like uncomfortable in my own skin. I'm like, who can I trust? No one was really there to back me up. And yeah, that made my experience very, very uncomfortable. I cannot tell you how being bullied, made fun of, degraded, and people spreading false rumors that they don't even belong there. Like that when you're about 12 or 13, that really hits hard. Looking back, there are different ways I could have handled the situation, whatever, but at that awkward age in middle school, everything sticks and everything has a ripple effect. It really can affect your self-esteem, how you handle situations, the walls you build up in relationships, how you feel about certain unique qualities that you have. A lot of people end up resenting maybe some talents that have put them in harm's way. or like I got relatively burnt out with clarinet for a number of reasons, not just this one. But anyway, just because someone's positive, it doesn't mean that they have it all and that life has been perfect. Being positive is a choice, and sometimes it can take a lot of years to feel you can actually make that choice and decide, you know what, I've been wronged and things have never really gone my way. Things have never been the way they should have been. People weren't there for me. People weren't who they should have been, but I'm going to be positive anyway and go about living the best life I can because I deserve it. And I'm a beautiful person. You know, that's something that positive people will say to themselves. You know, or they're just really strong and put the other stuff behind them and keep moving forward. You know, give yourself, if you're dealing with something of the past, give yourself permission to let that go. You no longer have to carry that burden of how someone else fell short and you had to pay for it. You know, that's not something you should feel the need to carry around when you're in your 20s or 30s or whatever. So yeah, being positive is a choice. We should all be gentle and sincere with everyone we come across, because though we think we've been through some pretty hard stuff, there are people in our path who have been through far beyond what we can even imagine. And we should be sensitive to that fact. So yeah, be love, spread love. All those things are a choice. So what happens from today on, that's a choice. And you make it every day.